So today, second session of the MCM faculty, which they are presenting that what they are doing in the extra for the diagnostic for the ILBS. So I'm presenting for the cellular transplant immunology lab. It's established in 2010 at ILBS, and vision was to establish state-of-art histocompatibility immune genetic testing laboratory that supports management of chronic infections, transplant programs, and translational research activities at ILBS. So for that vision, we have set up the flow cytometry lab, histocompatibility and immunogenetics. So I will start with the flow cytometry, that what are the applications of the flow cytometry lab in the clinics. We all know that the CD4, CD8 counting is very important for the many diseases. Along with that, there are the immunophenotyping of lymphoma and leukemia you can do with the flow cytometry lab, detection of malignancy in the body fluid, and DNA ploidy and cell cycle analysis also you can do in the flow lab. Other than that, number of tests, CD19, which are the B cells, CD19 B regs, like the T-regs, CD19-24 activated cells, NK cells, and you can count the NLR, the neutrophil lymphocyte ratio, and the platelet lymphocyte ratio with that. So I will go first for the CD4, CD8 counting, which is an extremely simple test and will give you the applications, how many applications for this one simple test. How we decide this counting? So you all know that there are the few CD numbers, not few, many CD numbers, extracellular and intracellular present on the immune cells, like the CD45, 3, 4, 8 for the T cells. So number of the CD marker which designate that these kind of the cells you can take it. Because when we are throwing the whole blood with the conjugated antibodies and the CD markers, flow cytometer is a machine. It just counts the events. It does not count the, but if the antibodies are conjugated on the cells, then it will give you that these are the T cells, these are the CD4, these are CD8 or the T-regs, and so on and so forth. So antibodies are conjugated with the fluorochromes, FIT-CP and FVC. We generally know that what are the percentage of the CD3, 19 NK cells in the normal human being, and like that age I have given here, like 0 to 3 months in the babies, what will the percentage, 3 to 6 month baby till 18 year and the plus, what will be the percentage? On that basis, this will be the reference for the other test, and on that basis, even along with that, we know that the absolute counts in the normals from the different age range, and with that range you can certainly calculate that what your flow cytometer reading is giving. Other than that, most of our tests which we do in the flow cytometry, those are the FDA approved, on the FDA approved machine and FDA approved detection kit. I will just give you the brief. Like the CD4, CD8 counting, it's a flow cytometry, Lysholm wash method. We just need 50 microliter of the blood. If you give 50 to 100 microliter, that's sufficient for us. We add the multi-test antibody, incubate, and with the lyse wash, just we acquire. And this turnaround time is 4 to 5 hours, because it takes in each step, you need the pipetting and everything, and cost is very simple, very less than the other labs. What are the application of the CD4, CD8? Just giving you that generally CD4, CD8 ratio should be more than 1. So your immune system is very healthy, but less than 1, it is HIV, bone marrow problems related to chemotherapy, anemia, multiple sclerosis, chronic infection. And higher than normal results may mean you have the major infections, viral infection, or type of the blood cancer. So just giving you the brief little bit in each slide, everybody knows that in HIV, depletion of the CD4 cells less than even the 250 will give you that this is the deranged. And then when it is a less than, we see the patient where is a 40 CD4 count or the CD8 count. I don't bring then CD4, CD8 ratio, only the CD4 count is the more than enough with that assay. use of CD4-CD8 ratio in HCV and HCV-HIV, you can see this, you can see here that when the co-infection is there, even it is less than the HCV and the HIV, and then not only that ratio counts for the only the detection or the diagnosis of this thing, even the liver stiffness is correlated with the CD4-CD8 ratio. More the stiffness and less is the CD4-CD8 ratio. It has the sensitivity and specificity more than 0.9 in this in HCV and HIV co-infection. Recently, people have used even CD4-CD8 ratio in HPV also, with the OC value of 0.7 and the highest significance with this. So CD4-CD8 ratio can be used in the HBV and the liver stiffness also. I'm not giving the whole paper because I just want to give you the brief in this. So there is a reduction of peripheral blood CD4 T cell indicate persistent organ failure in acute pancreatitis. My clinician friends who are in the seeing the acute pancreatitis, they also can send the samples for the CD4 and CD8 and the ratios also. So reduction of peripheral blood CD4 lymphocytes were associated with POF in the acute pancreatitis, and they have seen that they may act as a potential predictor. CD4-CD8 ratio positively correlates with even the coronary plaque instability. So the cardiac clinicians also can give us the blood samples for this simple test, which costs very minimal. And CD4-CD8 ratio is in the chronic. I told you in the earlier that less than 1 is the with the HIV, AIDS and the bone marrow problems, but the more than 1 is the pulmonary infections, viral infection. Here you can see even the smokers have the CD4-CD8 and the COPD have the more than 1 ratio will be the in the COPD, which you can detect and for the diagnosis. CD4-CD8 ratio is considered as biomarkers in the spelling mistake, I'm sorry, sarcoidosis also. So this was the one simple CD4-CD8 test which can be utilized in the number of problems. Now I will give you the enumeration of CD19 cell. This is also FDA approved diagnostic kit and FDA approved flow cytometry machine. Again, we need only 50 microliter blood. CD19 tritest antibody we use, same incubation for 50 microliter is the lyse wash acquired, and the cost is only the 3,000. Running time is the 4 to 5 hours. And then I'll give you the applications of the CD19. Everybody knows that in ILBS also we just do for the rituximab therapy the CD19 counting, and even the CD19-25 BREX, which people have probably not known that the TREX are CD4 positive, 25 positive, but the BREX are also independently associated with better graft function in renal transplant. Here they have used the BREX, TREX, TGF-beta and IL-10, and the BREX were having the more of the ROC with the good significance. Even the monitoring of B cell depletion in rituximab treated rheumatoid arthritis. Again, CD19, 24 high and 38 high B cell dysfunction in PBCs also. It is also considered as the predicted marker with the PBC. And the clinical applications of the recently people have used that when you give the rituximab in the 6-month, 12-month and the 18-month, and they have calculated that the 6-month what is the OC value in the cutoff value is 4.4, then it gives you the rejection, and 6.4 it is giving you the rejection. Even in the 18-month it is giving you the 7.7 rejection, only for the CD19 marker, nothing else we needed. Even the very good paper publication on the Jacob George, it has come, but that what is the pattern of B cell suppression and clinical response. They have done that in 30 days when the CD19 B cell suppression is 95.2%, 90 days and 180 days. So they said that after the 19 days, if the B cells are not suppressed, there is a kidney transplant, huge rejection and the antibody mediated rejection. I'm just flowing the slides. Now we do the third enumeration of the NK cells with the flow cytometry. Here we use the combination of the NK cells antibodies. Again, the very less amount of the blood needed, and the cost is just 2000 rupees. So clinical application of NK cells, there is a prognostic value of peripheral blood natural killer cell in colorectal cancer. I have touched here not only the hepatologists who are seeing the only liver, I just covered the pancreatic, cardiac and every disease where the clinician can send us the more and more samples. Here they have used that the colorectal cancer alone, NK cell, if the high percentage, there is a survival benefit is more, and NK cell less, survival benefit is certainly less. Even the only colon cancer and only the rectal cancer, they have said that combination of the colorectal or the colon or the rectal, NK cell importance is much. So I'm not going to see another low natural killer cell counts in peripheral blood adversely affect the clinical outcome of patient with follicular lymphoma, which is very well known. Another paper I have given you that combination of natural killer cells and the B cells in the B cell lymphoma, which is treated with the immunochemotherapy. So oncology people can send us with this, and they have shown that there is a probability of the event free survival if the NK cells are more than 8, n is equal to 85, they have tested, and NK cell less than 80, survival benefit with the higher NK cell is the more. Then we do the enumeration of the Tregs. You know that the clinical application is autoimmune diseases, especially in the autoimmune hepatitis. We have proposed diagnostic test in 2021, and this is established test. Anybody can use the sepsis index panel. Cost I have written here. Infection panel, checkpoint inhibitors, which is very well now in the oncology, PD-1 and the PD-L1. Panel for anemia, inflammation and increased risk of thrombosis and the renal failure. Unexplained neutropenia or anemia, dysfunctional platelets, and number of tests we have already established in our laboratory. We are just waiting that you will send us the samples. Now, this was the one part of the cellular transplant immunology laboratory. Another part is that histocompatibility and immunogenetics. Here we do the first, I am giving the HLA-ABDR, which is generally used in the liver and the kidney transplant. Only 1 ml of the whole blood, DNA isolation and then PCR. Tag time is 24 hours and cost is 12,000. Outside it is 15,000. We have yesterday only checked with this. Just along with this, recently we have proposed that HLA-G, which is a clinical application, is a liver cancer, viral hepatitis. This is a soluble HLA-G also and the cellular HLA-G. We are talking about the both, and we can do for the hepatotropic parasitic infection, liver failure and liver transplantation. I have number of clinical even publications where people have used as a HLA-G is a surrogate marker for the liver failures and the liver cancer. Cost is 6,000 rupees for this same. I have taken it that HLA-DQ2 and DQ8, which is very, very common in our lab. Most of the time we do it. Its clinical application is celiac disease and type 1. If you really want to interest the what is the mechanism, there is a gluten, and this gluten is not really digested in the intestinal lumen. This gluten is now deamidated. It crossed and comes to the lamina propria and deamidated peptide with the transglutaminase enzyme, which is the very much in the lamina propria. Now this deaminated peptide is seen by the DQ2 and DQ8 MHC, and then it caused the more of the interferon gamma and the tissue damage. So if we want to see that what is the DQ2, this is DQ2 alone also make the some sense, DQ8 alone, and the combination of DQ2 and DQ8, there again 1 ml of the whole blood, PCR, and the cost is 4,500. We have also proposed here, this is the IL-15 gene expression. When I was reading 2 months ago that the number of papers have shown that the DQ2, DQ8 it does the chromosome instability, and it makes that along with the best combination with the IL-15, because IL-15 increases the intestinal epithelial infiltrated lymphocytes. It makes the accumulation of intestinal epithelial lymphocytes, and then it becomes the high-grade T cell lymphoma. So if we do the HLA-DQ2 and DQ8 along with IL-15, this will give us what is the intestinal, that many diseases with the abnormal survival and accumulation with the high-grade T cell lymphoma, and cost is very minimal for the IL-15 RT-PCR, which is the 1500. We give the HLA-B27 services, and it comes with the autoimmune diseases, IBD, especially this HLA-B27 is classically for the spondylitis, but many autoimmune diseases and IBD also they check it. What is the just protective effect? Now the people have seen that HCV genotype 1 and genotype 3. So HLA-B27 they have even given because genotype 1 is with the more of the recovery and the more of the viral clearance, but HLA genotype 3A is not with the viral clearance. So they are saying that HLA-B27 gives the protective role to the CD8 T cell specific protective role in genotype 1, but not in the genotype 3. We generally do for 3600 with the sorry, it's not RT-PCR, this is just PCR. My sample collection room is 24161, and technical team who assist us, Dilip, Arun and Surinder. Many thanks for your attention.